Hey, I'm Aysanabee. We're at CBC Music, and these are 5 songs that have changed my life. This is Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. It was like the soundtrack to my life when I was 6 years old, which I'm not sure if that makes me a weird kid, but I was like... We just moved to Thunderbay on Blucher Street. It was like kind of a rough little neighborhood. I remember just being a kid running around unhinged. I have like a memory of like throwing bricks down a stairwell. Like there was like kids running around being kind of wild. Just Lord of the Flies. I remember being like 6 years old and like I was getting up going to school. There was like a party at my house the night before and I remember just like waking up to this chaos and like this CD was playing and I remember just like feeling like Indiana Jones, like stepping over people, making my way over there and like opening it up and taking this CD and then like stealing my brother's like Discman and like being like a 6-year-old kid for like a year, like listening to this. It's not what you'd think, like a 6-year-old little niche kid throwing bricks to Dreams by Fleetwood Mac. Like, wow, was there just like a lot of indig moms just like loving Fleetwood Mac and their kids are just like, yeah, this is a good tune. Could You Be Loved by Bob Marley. I listened to that when I was 12, I think, and we lived off grid. There was no like electricity, so we had a generator on at night, so I'd put on this CD. It had a really big impact on me because I was like, that's when I started writing songs. And I started writing reggae music. I remember that song in particular being like such a groove. I started writing reggae songs and I remember, when I was 15, I moved into the city and I formed this band and we started this reggae band. And we had our first show was like a battle of the bands. I think tone-wise, people are always kind of like, where did you get that tone in your voice? And I think Bob Marley still had a pretty big impact on the sound that I developed. Pray You Catch Me by Beyonce is another song that had impact on me. I don't know, I always gravitate towards sad songs too. I'm not sure if I'm weird that like sad songs make me happy, but like I listen to a sad song and I'm just like, like, a little sigh of relief.
You can taste the dishonesty, it's all over your breath.
Beyonce, like she put out the Lemonade concept record, and like I've always been a huge fan of concept records. I know like we live in a world of singles now, but like she was writing about the impact of slavery and American culture on Black love and the state of it. And for me, that's almost been a template for some projects I'm working on. Like when I first heard that record and that's like the intro song to the record, it doesn't feel like it has like a lot of parts. Like it's like all kind of very similar, which I also love because like now like a lot of song formats are like 2 minutes long, getting to 2 minutes long now, which is mind-boggling. But it's like it's always kind of really interesting when people are just like, you're not supposed to do this. It's not supposed to stay the same, but I'm gonna do it.
Bitch, where you and I was walking. Now I run the game, got the whole world talking. King Kunta, everybody wanna cut the legs off. King Kunta.
This is King Kunta by Kendrick Lamar. I don't know, that song in particular is just like, it's like, yeah, it's such an anthem for just, I don't know, badassery. Like, you just listen to that song when you're getting ready to like do something big, I don't know how I slept on Kendrick Lamar for so long, but it was 2015. Like, To Pimp a Butterfly came out that year. I went to Way Home. Kendrick Lamar was the headliner, and I remember just being at the very back, started playing, and like I had to like just fight my way to the front. I'm like, we made it like so close, like probably like 30 meters away. There's just something really powerful in his performance where, when you just see an artist and you're like, that person believes what they're saying.
Goat mouth mammoth. I was gonna kill a couple rappers, but they did it to.
And I remember 2015 just watching that and being like, this is like one of the greatest performers I've ever seen. Because it didn't even seem like it was performance. It just seemed like him just being like, a black man in his power, and like I was like, I was there for it.
I am no mother, I am no bride, I am king.
King by Florence and the Machine. She's had such a long, successful career, international career, touring everywhere, playing stadiums, and singing this song that's very relatable to an artist who's even just kind of starting out. I've always been a fan of Florence and the Machine. That song in particular, like the songwriting is so good. And it's just like, it was really relatable. You know, being in the music industry and trying to like, you know, make it as an artist like takes so much work, and it takes so much of your time, and it takes so much of your energy. And so that song, like, for me, directly speaks to that. Like, you know, my career was starting to like go on this certain trajectory, and like I was just like all consumed by working and almost this tunnel vision sometimes. Sometimes to my detriment. It's a powerful song, and there's that one point in the song too where she just kind of belts. I don't know if it's sad or happy or full of regret or all of those things in once, but like it's just this like, yeah, that part always gets me too. And I'm just like, yeah. Soundtrack of my life sometimes this year, so.